doesn't make the football experience better. What likely is happening is you're so ashamed, you're so embarrassed, you're so fearful of ridicule, of turning up with your mates and choosing to drink a cup of tea or Old Trafford or a hot Bovril instead of alcohol. You're so ashamed to say to your friends, hey look, I'm not going to drink because actually if I drink it kind of worsens my experience. I just figured it out. It becomes about fitting in. It becomes about living the outside in life where you desperately need either to seek approval of those outside of you or to not lose approval from those outside of you. So you stick with the norm. You stick on the path of least resistance, as Robert Fritz used to say, and you just shut down the cognitive dissonance. All these voices like mine is telling you that this is an illusion. You shut it all down so you can just be safe. Safe in the knowledge that if I go to football and I drink, everything will be okay.
Welcome to the 1000 Days Sober podcast. My name is Lee Davey. I am not an alcoholic. I refuse to be anonymous. I live a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck. And I spend every single moment of my life helping other people be the same, like right now. Welcome to the 1000 Days Sober Dailies. This is the way you're going to listen to me for the next 15-ish minutes, helping you to get through today, not tomorrow, not next week, not the month, not the year, but today without having a drop of alcohol past your lips. And today we're going to talk about the football booze myth. Okay, Scotland in the UK, for you Americans out there. It's not a place in London. It is an actual country. Scotland is debating lifting a long-standing alcohol ban at their football matches. But does alcohol add value to the experience, or is it just another illusion? Let's break it down. Ask most football fans why they drink before, during, and after the match, and they will likely tell you that it is just part of the experience. But is it true, or is it just conditioning? Because the liquid lie has convinced us, right, that alcohol and the consumption of it makes football much better. It makes it exciting. It makes it more enjoyable. But I've been to football matches, both drunk and alcohol-free as fuck. And I can tell you the difference is night and day. I've been to football games where I've been drinking on the piss with my friends and I hardly remember anything, right? I hardly remember anything. I actually spend most of the time, because I've seen people and I've witnessed people doing this, spend most of the time talking shit to the person next to you rather than watching the game, right? But I've also been to matches alcohol-free as fuck, where you actually feel the intensity, the tension, and the sheer electricity of the event, right? I wasn't numbing anything, I was living it. And that's the reality. Alcohol doesn't add to the experience. It pulls you away from it. It numbs your senses, it drains your wallet, and it leaves you disconnected from the passion and energy of what football is. And it's not just football, right? This is the same for all sporting events, and it's the same for gigs, musical gigs, concerts, whatever, right? I've even seen, when I was in America recently at the Anaheim Ducks Stadium, whatever it's called, watching Disney on Ice. Disney on Ice. I was at Disney on Ice with the kids, and I saw women there having a couple of beers, right? Now, I'm going to ask you to take a different angle on this thing. But before I do that, let's take a little break and give yourself a moment to have a think about this, okay? Have you ever asked yourself why football and alcohol seem inseparable? Where does that belief come from? Where does it come from, right? I mean, let's talk about the hidden costs here. In the 1980 Scottish Cup final, there was a riot between Celtic and Rangers fans on the pitch. And in the investigation afterwards, they believed it was largely fueled by alcohol, and that's why the ban was introduced in the first place. But now the clubs want to reverse that ban. But let's be honest, is it the fans pushing this? Is it the fans pushing it, saying we really need alcohol, and you know, they're signing petitions and they're marching down Edinburgh and Glasgow, like you're saying, hey, come on, you know, I want our booze? Or is this more about selling alcohol? Because you've got to ask yourself, who is benefiting here, right? Because it's not just football, like I said before. The same cycle plays out at concerts, festivals, all major sporting events, right? I've had clients who have spent hundreds of pounds watching their favorite artist and can't remember anything. One particular poignant story, the first person I ever helped to become alcohol free as fuck. Her name was Corrine. She lived in Scotland, funny enough. And she worked with me and I helped her to become alcohol free as fuck. She was a single mother of 2 kids. And with the money that she saved up from not drinking, she decided that she would go to London to watch Michael Bublé. And this was a dream come true for her. It was like a bucket list celebration for doing so well and not drinking. But on her way to London, she got so nervous about the fact that she was going up to the smoke, about the fact that she was going to watch Michael Bublé on her own, that she actually relapsed. And when she got to the gig, not only could she not remember anything, but afterwards, at some point during the night, she fell and smashed all her face in and had scars on her face, etc., etc. And she gets back to Scotland and she calls me and she's so full of shame. Luckily, there's a happy ending to the story because she actually rebounded, became alcohol free as fuck again, and eventually did go watch Michael Bublé without missing a single note and without having a drink, right? I remember going to watch the Stereophonics in Cardiff's Millennium Stadium, or the Principality Stadium it's called now. And we went to the pub beforehand to get drunk. And I don't remember a single note. I actually got lost in there. I remember getting lost. I remember coming back outside, trying to find people. It's like 80, 90,000 people. And I'm just sitting on a stair. I can't remember anything, right? See, the thing is, the ritual of drinking, it isn't about alcohol. It is about associations, right? We've been trained to believe that booze equals fun. It equals connection. It improves the atmosphere of whatever it is you're experiencing. But when you strip it away, the actual event, the match, the music, the experience, that is what truly matters, right? I'll tell you something. I'm a big, big football fan. And when I was a drinker, a daily drinker, I had a ritual when it came to football. Say if Manchester United, who were my team, or England were playing, I would go to the off license down the road. I'd get myself 8 to 16 cans of Strongbow, right? I'd go into the front room. I'd put the football on the telly and I would blast it out through my surround sound speakers. I mean, blast it out, right? My wife wasn't allowed in the room. My boy wasn't allowed in the room. And I would sit on the edge of my seat on the couch, drinking can after can after can, shouting and screaming at the telly. I remember once kicking the front door in, kicked a big hole in the front door in Euro '96. I remember when we actually won a penalty shootout against Spain, right? So that was my ritual all the time. Now that I am alcohol free as fuck, I'm living a self-led life. Do you think I sit on the couch with the telly blaring, with me shouting and effing and jeffing at the football? No, I don't. Why? Because back then I was stuck, and this is really important. I was stuck in this subconscious, automatic, parts-led monotony of an existence, right? Like I wasn't thinking, I wasn't present, I wasn't making choices from a sense of groundedness, a sense of self, right? I literally just believed for some reason that if it was very, very loud and I screamed very, very loudly and I sat at the edge of my seat, I never allowed myself for my back to touch the back of that couch. And I drank alcohol after alcohol after alcohol, can after can after can, that the experience would be great. It's absolute bullshit. I watched football yesterday, right? I'm watching it, just sat on the couch, chilled out, relaxed, having a cup of tea, not even muttering. Every now and then when a goal goes in, I might cheer and celebrate. And my daughter will shout at me for making a little bit too much noise. But the difference, like I said earlier, is like night and day. The key thing here, the key thing is you have to question your reality. If you really are struggling with alcohol, you're stuck and you're trying to figure this out and you just can't find a way out of it, you've got to start really questioning all these rituals and all the reasons you drink alcohol, okay? It doesn't make the football experience better. What likely is happening is you're so ashamed, you're so embarrassed, you're so fearful of ridicule, of turning up with your mates and choosing to drink a cup of tea or Old Trafford or a hot Bovril instead of alcohol. You're so ashamed to say to your friends, hey, look, I'm not going to drink because actually if I drink, it kind of worsens my experience. I just figured it out. It becomes about fitting in. It becomes about living the outside in life where you desperately need either to seek approval of those outside of you, or to not lose approval from those outside of you. So you stick with the norm. You stick on the path of least resistance, as Robert Fritz used to say, and you just shut down the cognitive dissonance. All these voices like mine is telling you that this is an illusion. You shut it all down so you can just be safe. Safe in the knowledge that if I go to football and I drink, everything will be okay. That's what it's all about. But I want you to take up a challenge. I want you to go to a match or go to a concert or go to any live event you want. But I want you to do it fully present. No alcohol, no distractions, just you and the energy and the moment to see how much richer it feels. Okay, today's vow. Today, I will not drink alcohol. I will challenge the belief that alcohol makes any live event better, whether it's football, concerts, or any gathering. I will see alcohol for what it is, a distraction that pulls me away from the experience of life. I will show up fully present for the things that I love. Football is electric. Live music is unforgettable. I'm sure you have a sporting event which is raw and intense for you. And none of that comes from alcohol. It comes from being there, fully aware, fully alive, and fully present. Okay? All right. That's all I've got for you today, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back tomorrow for another daily dose of the 1000 Days Sober podcast. If I could ask you very kindly to rate and review the show, subscribe, send it to somebody, leave a comment, email me at thestrivemethod@gmail.com if you want to know anything about our Strive Method experience, particularly our free trial that we're doing at the moment. So until tomorrow, much love. Remember, you do not need to drink alcohol today. You've got this, motherfucker. Yes, you have. Drive on, and I'll see you tomorrow.